Oh, there we go. It's working.
This play, In Bed with the, now I call it The Adventures of Fishy Waters. That's the name of the play. The Adventures of Fishy Waters, In Bed with the Blues, is about 19 years old. I wrote it ages ago, got a New York Foundation for the Arts grant for it, and it's been performed here in New York City, down at the Henry Street Settlement. It's been performed as far away as Australia. It's been in England, it's been in Canada. I did it, one of my most fun performances was in Oakland, California. Brownie McGee, who was the partner of Sonny Terry, the harmonica ace.
He's still alive?
No, Brownie's dead.
Oh,
but
so
back then he was alive. This was about 94.
So you've had this play for a while?
Yeah, I've had it for a while.
Okay.
It's a one-man show, and it's easy to produce, and I just, from time to time, it just resurfaces.
Yeah, that's great though.
Yeah,
It's a special thing.
Yeah, so I get to present the blues and stories about the blues and hobos, and it's a little slice of life kind of thing. Isn't it?
Do you think that has to, like, they all sort of intertwine though, right?
They do. There's blues music that is, on the lower economic strata. There's blues music on the upper. And hobos, it's an interesting thing. They distinguish themselves from bums. Hobos is somebody who will work any job, anywhere. And a bum just, somebody who won't work. So you got bums living in big houses with fine cars.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Politicians, especially. Oh, man. So, Eli, man, what brings you here querying about the blues?
Well, I wanted to talk to some modern blues musicians.
Okay. Well, the blues was first introduced to me in a way that I could, I guess, sort of understand it when I was less than 10 years old. Maybe I was around 7 or 8. Saw some white college boys playing some strange and singing some strange music on a street corner in New York. And as I think back, it sounded kind of like a Howlin' Wolf piece or kind of like a Hambone Willie Newburn piece.
Yeah.
And it was the blues. And I didn't know it had anything to do with, specifically with black people. I just knew that it was special because of the way it sounded right then and there. I thought these guys invented that stuff, and it was cool. And then as time went on, blues was not the music I grew up listening to in my household. We heard, light jazz and, a lot of story hour kind of radio where people sit around and they listen to these, it's like soap operas on the radio, stuff like that. And I would listen to Harry Belafonte records and Olatunji's Drums of Passion. But these college boys were singing this special stuff. It wasn't quite doo-wop because I heard guys sing doo-wop. It was something else.
Yeah.
And so years later, I find out this is what they call the blues, man. How amazing is that?
When was that?
This would have to be somewhere in the 50s. I don't remember exactly when in the 50s. It could have been as late as maybe 1960. Late 50s or maybe 1960 that I first heard this. And it wasn't until the middle of the 60s that I got a more formal idea of what the blues was, and when I heard Bobby Blue Bland on the radio doing the Driftin' Blues, and there's never been a better version of that song than by Bobby Blue Bland. I can't even find the tune on the internet. I don't know what happened to the record I bought.
Yeah.
I think it was the first 45 record I ever bought. He still did that vocal thing. Oh, Lordy. Well, man, when I heard that, I just knew that I was back in that zone, that blues zone. And then as a teenager, about 15 years old, I was on a summer camp trip. I went to Massachusetts with this upstate New York group. We were in, I think we went to Harvard Square in Cambridge. And I don't remember which of the old clubs it was. But Buddy Guy and Junior Wells were playing the blues, 1967. They still had straight hair. They hadn't even gone to afros yet. Those guys had straight hair. And Buddy Guy bent the notes on that guitar. And I'd never been so close up to an electric guitar. He had this powder blue Stratocaster.
You've never played one at that point?
Not at that point, no. I'd seen him, but from a distance. And man, he was bending the strings, and I was just sitting on the edge of my chair waiting for it to pop. It was an afternoon show, so all of us kids from this summer camp could go in. You know, there's like a milk and cookie show, I call it. But Junior was singing the blues, man. He sang some pop tunes from the time. Booker T and the MGs, a song called Hip Hugger, and Green Onions and stuff like that. Well, then Junior played something called the blues, and he and Buddy were just wearing that thing out. Junior would suck all the air out of the harmonica and bend that note down so low it almost couldn't get back up. And I just knew, I said, man, there is something here I just have to have. I've got to be in this. And I didn't know what I was going to do about it. I'd never picked up a guitar to play it before. Age of 8, I know I picked up a banjo for the first time at a summer camp. But it wasn't until 16 that I picked up a guitar. I desired to play an electric guitar like Buddy Guy, but I had to, you know, one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Got an acoustic guitar. I listened to a bunch of 12-string music. I liked that because I heard that in the summer camp. I heard about this amazing character named Leadbelly.
Yeah.
Who, there was a song. It wasn't about him, but in the camp they made it like it was about him. I think this was it Lost John or Long John, where they said there was old Leadbelly. He had a special pair of shoes with a heel in the front and a heel in the back. So when he was running away from the bloodhounds escaping from prison, they couldn't tell which direction he was running. And I said, man, that's all right. This is what I want to do. I want to tell those kind of stories. And so that's what I do. When I was just telling you about the adventures of Fishy Waters, it's in that spirit. In that spirit of those Leadbelly and running off from the chain gang kind of stories. So, blues has ceased to be such a formal thing with me. Now it's informal. It's part of my breathing, part of my life, and part of what I know I love.
So at this point, you consider yourself a true bluesman?
Even to this day, it's hard for me to say true bluesman. I saw an interview with Buddy Guy where he made a distinction. He said that he was not a bluesman. He said he was a blues musician. And that made sense to me. That's an old interview. I said, that's what I think I am, as a blues musician. Because a blues man, according to my understanding, is the cats who had a lot of knife fights, gun fights, had wicked scars on the side of their faces, had 2-3 women killing one another to get to them. And they were trying to kill some other guy to get to some woman. And that, I'm not ready for all that killing. Me, I like living. When it comes to violence, if I see signs of violence, my instinct is to go far in the other direction. I don't encourage it, don't like it. I like the songs of the blues, but I try to make it entertainment, man. I don't want to have to live my whole life behind dark glasses and slugging whiskey just to show people what a blues man I am, because you don't live very long doing that. Me, I want to live a long time, Eli. I want to play blues for years and years and years. When I go and play school shows and show these kids the difference between East Coast blues and Mississippi Delta blues, I'm hoping that these kids are going to be my audience in 15, 20 years. Because I intend to still be here, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, young brother. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Special. This is Eli.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Eli.
Okay.
Yeah, I was ready for you guys, so.
Yeah, you ready soon, you said, or next? Did you see my baby go? Did you see my honey go? Did you see my mama go? Did you see my sweetie go? Baby went, honey went, mama went, sweetie went, baby went. she walking or riding? Was she walking or riding? Was she walking or riding? Was she walking or riding? She was walking, riding, walking, riding. Ooh.
Jaron just. Oh.
Yeah.
There you go, Jaron.
I must be Jerome.
Ready for you guys.
You finished?
Okay.
that was the end of the song,
No,
right?
well, for now, because this is what I'm here for, so I gotta come do.